Hello everybody, welcome back, and here we are with the same thing again. Of course, we are gonna be working on probably text resize part today. I mean, this in this particular live. At least I'm gonna be live for uh, probably 1 hour, and then we'll see what happens next. So we have to work on this particular part, resizing the text. And the thing is that we are able to resize that box, but we are not able to resize the text. So as per the width and height, the font of the text uh, should be there, right? So ultimately, whenever we increase or decrease, so the font size should be changing. Let me see what exactly happens here. So for this thing, I'm gonna be going to application, and I have 3 shapes over here. Let me just simply delete all of them. Reset to zoom. Coming back to this. So let me just simply add a text here. The text is already added. Now it sort of looks like this, and as for right now, the font size is 16. Now if I increase it, so at this time what happens, the font size actually increases. So at the end of the day, it had this 76 width, and height was 20. As I increased, so the height increased, width increased by 58 to 305. That simply means both are increasing at the same time. Where is the height? This is the height. Okay, that's fine. And how about the font size? The font size also increased. So the question there is, as we in our case, keep it aside, as we write some text, right? Suppose I've written the text here, and once we've written the text, now we can click this, and whenever we are resizing this, we are not able to change the font size. So we have to find a relation between the height and the font size. So on the basis of that thing, we have to increase or decrease. So canvas interactions, and then canvas selection interactions, that is gonna be here, and especially in here we have two things, probably three. And what are we doing? Whenever we are moving, at the time we are handling move any size and all, cursor type and all. So over here, probably here, we are handling this resize shapes. If I click on this is from use resize shape. So if I go there, from here, this resize, use resize shape. So this particular function is being exported, and when it comes to this, so I send the selected shape and current point, and on the basis of that thing, it just simply changes the coordinates and the height, width and all of that. So coming back to this, we got the handle, resizable handle ref, and we got the resize state. So line resize state, this is mainly for the line. So when it comes to this resize state, it has the start and end. That simply means it has both for a line. That's fine. So this is done. We have the handle, and if I don't have any one of these, I'm gonna be just simply returning. Is that really so? Handle makes sense, but this resize state for a line, that doesn't make sense. Why? Because resize state, I think we are saving them all, right? Just a minute. On pointer down, use canvas interactions. Over here, whenever the pointer down is clicked, am I using something called resize? What was that? this. So that was resize state. So resize state. So line resize state ref. Line resize state ref is there only once. So in pointer of that just simply being set to null. That simply means on pointer down it's not even being used. Insane. So the resize state that we are actually setting, that must be here, right? Yeah, let's check this thing here. So it turns out it is here and it is just being set. So if the shape is equals to line or the arrow, then only the value of this is set. So if it comes to free draw or when it comes to this, the values can only be added to this particular resize when the state is that selected tool. So in that case, as per this logic, come on, where is that logic? This is the logic. So as per this logic, if we don't have handle, that is fine, but if we don't have resize state, that's crazy. Seriously. Reload the page. We drew this, we selected this, we started resizing this, and as we are resizing it, this is not even being called. That simply means use shape resize. This is mainly okay. We are checking one more thing here. I just forgot about this thing, that before even doing this you have a upper level if statement. So that is fine. This will only run for arrow and line, and apart from this particular thing, especially how are we what is actually happening, that we have to change the state. So we got the updated state, ultimately we are destructuring it. And now when it comes to a line, so if we click on start, so start, and so we just saved this value initially, and as this value got saved, now that's the same value being used, and over here we are just simply calculating it. Similarly, if the value is actually equals to end, the handler is end, in that case start should be fixed, so that's why it is simply being calculated like this, and in default we are just simply gonna return it. So not okay. That is fine too. We can just simply get rid of this, and this seems to be fine. So this is mainly for line, or we are just simply setting the shapes, and we are just simply setting these two as well, like setting the shape as well as selected bounds. Pretty simple. This particular thing is done, and then we are taking care of other things over here. So first of all, we checked the bounds. If it had the bounds, we are getting minimum x and all, and after that we are just simply subtracting the tolerance, so that it doesn't have the extra tolerance. And after that we already have the start point and end point. Actually we need to calculate. So these end and start points are gonna be, if I click on the top, it will be just simply changing as we click on the points and all. So that is simple, it will just simply get the job done. This is the logic for that, for changing start and end. And once we know the start and end, so we'll just simply normalize that. Once normalized, the value of start and end is normalized, that simply means we are going to be getting x, y, width and height. So as we are resizing, we are getting that, and as I got that, so the updated shape will have those values every time. So x, y, and that makes sense completely. And if that is equals to free draw, so what do we have to do? That resize the free draw shape, and we are just simply passing the selector shape, passing the rector, resize start bound ref, and resize free draw shape point. So we have all the free draw points we have resize start bound ref, so any shape we'll just simply have it, that's fine. We have the rect, and what does this do? Anyway, whatever it does, but at the end it returns the updated shape, and we just simply set the updated shape. The question is what it does, and this actually comes from this resize. So resize freedraw.ts, and once passed this thing here, so as I passed these values in here, this is nothing but the type, or I can just simply do one thing. Done, and this is also done. And apart from this particular thing, what are we actually doing? Resize free draw shape. So what is the problem with the free draw? The problem is that we have to update, ultimately we have to get the width and height, and we have to just change the all the points, and that must be being done here. So original bounds we are gonna be getting here. Once we have the original bounds, we are gonna be getting min x and min y. Once we have that, we are gonna be getting free draw original points as well. So we have the original bounds, we have original points over here, and free draw shape points, that's fine. So once we have them, after that we are getting the old width, we are getting the new height, that is definitely coming from rect, that is also fine. So rect does what? It just simply calculates new values of start and end, and start and end new values. So whatever the shape had initially, they were the start values. It calculates the start and end again, and then that is right. And then they are just simply swapped. Then I get the new rect width and height, and once I get them, I'm getting scale x and scale y. I'm just simply multiplying it with the points, that relative points, and after that we are just simply subtracting it, and at the end we are returning it. That's fine. So this is okay for resize free draw shape, and ultimately it returns the shape, and once it returns the shape is just simply used here and just simply set. So this works fine too for me, at least for now. And for the remaining shapes, it's just simply increased or decreased directly. There is one thing. What is that one thing? The thing is that we got new rect, that is fine. We got the new height and width. As we got new height and width, if selected shape dot type, that's triple equals to text, in that case this updated shape is gonna be this, and of course at the end of the day I'm gonna return from here. That simply means I need to copy these things and just simply paste these things over here. But the way I'm having the things here, that's not gonna be the right. So rect is fine, x, y, they are gonna be the right ones. But as for font size, turns out updated shape should definitely have the font size. Any problem with this? No problem as such. And this use shape is gonna be nothing but text shape. And when it comes to this text shape, so this has height, width, as well as the font size. Coming back to this font size needs to be calculated how? Resize free draw we have, let's create one more, and that's gonna be resize shape, and it will just simply return the shape. So sorry, resize text. So resize text.ts we are gonna have here, and we just need to do some calculation. So export default resize text. It's just as simple as that. Or is there gonna be resize free.shape, resize text shape? That is it, and it is gonna be just simply getting some values. So how about copying and pasting few things? That simply means I'm gonna be getting the selected shape, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get the, that is it. I just need these two things over there. So coming back to this thing, I just need to paste them here, sort of like this, and the same thing is needs to be repeated. It's direct here. Alrighty, this seems to be sort of working. How is this working? The type default, it should be a function. Now it seems to be alright. As for the shape, that's gonna be a text shape. So this is how it's gonna be going on. We have selected shape, we have text shape, and this is how it just simply goes. As for the rect, if I want, I can directly destructure the values. They're gonna be x, y, width, and height. This is how it's gonna be going on. And as it goes on, now we have to just simply return the values for the shape. So we've got the const updated shape. That's gonna be destructured value of selected shape, and the destructured value of rect as well. Well, that's not here. In that case, let's just simply go with this. So we have selected shape, we have the rect, and at the end of the day, this updated shape needs to be returned from here. But the thing is that, how am I gonna be increasing the value of font size? Should it be multiplied by the width, old width, and this? So we can get the new width from here, the old width, the way we did here. So what we are doing actually here, that we got the old height and width by the bound boxage. That simply means restart bounce ref current. So just like this we got it. So let me just even ask ChatGPT exactly how it can be done, and then on the basis of that thing we'll just go through them. How to increase the font size of text as we resize it on Excalidraw. Are you sure? So let's see what is the approach. So it's even giving me this. So in Excalidraw, text sizing is generally handled in one of the two ways. Scale the font size proportionally recommended. When the text box or width and height changes, calculate I scale factor and apply it to the font size. That's what I was thinking. Old width and new width, right? This is it. And you have to just simply get the scale x and scale y, get the minimum of that, and just simply font size is gonna be max of the minimum font size that you can have, that is no doubt gonna be 16, and ultimately you are gonna be multiplying the old font size with the new font size. This is the way that we thought of doing, right? But another one, width driven scaling, what many whiteboards do, only use width changes. So const scale, new width, old width, and old font size, and multiplying with scale. Let's see how this Excalidraw implements this. It is height based. It doesn't matter how much you scale the width, that doesn't really matter. What matters here is that how much height you are increasing. Eraser, if we are writing something here, so if we just increase the width of it, it doesn't really matter. What matters that um, and most of the cases what happens that we try to get the minimum, right? So coming back to this over here, whenever we get the scaling factor, we try to get the minimum of it, and in most of the cases height is the minimum, and that is why at the end of the day height is the only one gonna be used. Now the question comes, how can we implement this in our case? So whenever we are resizing this, so we have the updated shape, we have this rect over here, and there's only one thing that is changing when it comes to updated shape. So we have rect.x, we have rect.y, and we have scaled points. Coming back to in our case, we have selected shape, probably just like here, and then we are just simply restructuring the values, so no need to worry about it as such. The only one thing that needs to be added, that is the font size. And when it comes to the font size, so const width, new width, that's gonna be equals to what, rect dot width, and const new height, that's gonna be equals to rect dot height. We have like this. Now we have to get the old values as well. When it comes to old values, so if we are passing the selected shape over here, if any shape is selected, we can send the bounds of that as well. So though the bound cannot be used here, but I definitely be sending the bounds in this particular section too, and as expected the bounce ref is definitely being passed. So we need to have this, but this time resize start bounce ref. So as we start resizing something, we already had the bounds, but they were the states, and state is actually managed, so that's not something that can be used here. Rather we have to even pass that here, or we can inside a function, we cannot really use it. Yeah, so if it cannot be used inside a function, it can definitely be used inside this, can't it be? And that is equals to text. So as we are getting the value of selected shape in here, the same way we can get the value of bounds as well. Selected shapes and selected bounds, we can just simply get it. This is one of the first ways, and I think that's fine. It's fine to use this, or we can maintain the reps as well. Let's just simply use this here. And when it comes to this, so pointer internal state, pointer state, or use pointer, that's fine. What are we actually doing here? We are maintaining the resize start bounce ref, resize start bounce ref, because the bounds may change, right, as you are resizing. So the bound of the resizing going to change. Resize bounce ref, I'm just simply getting the bounce. Once I got the bounce, I'm even passing resize bounce ref in here. And when it comes to this, so this resize start bounce ref has been just simply passed. I got my original bounce. Once I got my bounce, I'm never setting them again. So sort of I have my original bounds, and once I have my original bounds, I'm setting what? I'm just simply returning the selected shape from here. So coming back to this, I just simply set the value of these two, set selected shape and set selected shape bounds. So the value of this is actually changing. Set selected shape bounds, they are actually changing as well. But before they changed, what I did, I actually used the value, as simple as that. And that simply means whenever we click, at that time we are even saving the value. So the selection interaction that we had, an on pointer move, not pointer move, on pointer down selection. So over here we are definitely setting the value of resize, come on, resize state ref, and it turns out to be not ref, actually we are resize state resize here we are, it is inside pointer down selection, and as we are clicking some point at that time, resize start bound ref is becoming to bound. That simply means we are saving the value of this. Do we really need to do it, or we can use selected bounds over there? Okay, so this particular thing is being done here. When is this happening? When we have resize handle, that simply means we already clicked on something, and if I actually have my resize handle, let me just simply comment this for now. If I actually have this resize handle, then in that case I'm just simply, the handler is gonna be resize handle, is resizing gonna be true, and I was setting resize start bound box to bounds. The question is, where am I setting the value of selected bounds? And the value of the selected bound is actually being set here. So as you clicked, as you got the selected shape, you even calculated the bounds, you set the bounds over here. So we do not really need this one, right? I can get rid of this. As I'm get rid of this here, I can go to use pointer state. And what is the use of having this start bounds ref? Because we already have the selected bounds, and that can be used. But which one's better? Let me ask ChatGPT. Resize start bounds ref or selected shape bounds. Ultimately both are same, so should I create separate resize start bounds or just use selected shape bounds? Use separate refs if they represent different concepts, even if the values happen to be identical at resize start. Selected shape bounds, so represents the current bounds of the selected shape. This can change continuously while dragging, resizing, rotating, programmatic updates. Resize start ref bounds captured at the moment of resizing started. This should remain constant throughout the resize operation. This should remain same throughout the resize operation as we are resizing. So if your compute is scaling from selected width, you will be scaling from moving target. If your compute is scaling from a selected bounce width, you will be scaling from moving target, and instead with which is stable. Why not reuse selected? Because they are semantically different. Okay, so the thing is that use shape size which canvas interactions. This being changed as we resize. For both are changing during resize, then resize start is no longer serving its purpose. The key question is, what do you need for your calculation? Correct resize pattern, then during every mouse start bounce are gonna be this, and the resize start bounce are gonna be doesn't change. This is most common approach. If the both are changing like this, then you've lost the original width. In that case, for text scaling font size becomes impossible because start width keeps changing. It doesn't become impossible because we are changing the width bit by bit, so that is fine. Okay, when is a separate ref unnecessary? If you are doing incremental sizing like this, you never need the original dimensions, then you may not need this at all. So that's what I was just simply thinking. So I do not think I need this. We have the selected shape bounce, and that should be enough. And as that is going to be enough, go to the pointer. This start bounce that you actually have, get rid of this. That simply means this is not needed here. That simply means at tons of places I'm gonna be getting errors. And let's see at how many places now. So we do not have bounce over here. That is right. This is what? This is a use shape resize. So we can get what? We already have set selected bounce, so we can even get a selected shape bounce, and that's gonna be store dot selected shape bounce. Just like this, I got the selected shape bounce, hence bounce are gonna be this. Any problem? As we are passing the value when it comes to free draw, so I'm directly gonna pass bounce. As bounce is passed there, so I'm directly gonna be getting bounce. As I'm getting bounce here, the type of this is gonna be bounce, selected shape bounce. Any problem? As I already got the bounce over here, so get rid of this. I don't even need this. I can directly use bounce in here. I can get rid of this part as well. And once this is done, so using that bound, I can get old width max minus min, max minus min. I got new. Once I got them, I got the scale, and after that we can just simply get the calculation done. Same thing needs to be repeated. Before even that, somewhere this needs to be removed. Seems to be fine. Now if I come to resize text, I'm even gonna be getting bounce. That the type is actually gonna be select shape bounce right here. As for this is perfectly fine, and bounce are actually gonna be here. Once I have the bounce, we have the new height width const. Okay, as I got the bounce, we have to subtract the tolerance as well. So I can copy and paste a few things from here. It's old width, but removing the tolerance, probably this much. So using this here. As for the tolerance, I need to get it here. Once I have this, so I have to, it's gonna be sort of fine as well. So here we are. So we got the scale x and scale y. So when it comes to scale, that's gonna be math dot minimum value of scale x and scale y. Once we got the minimum value of them, after that the updated shape that I have, so updated shape dot font size, that's gonna be equals to updated shape dot font size multiplied by scale. This is how it just simply goes on. And one thing we have to keep in mind that okay, this is gonna be like this, but math dot minimum value should always be at least 16, and this is how it's gonna be going on. And then we are just simply returning that from here. Let me give it to the AI and see. Not even that. This much is fine, but at the end, what do we need to do? We need to change it, right? So we are just simply returning it from here, and then it needs to be changed though. So when it comes to free draw, so we are just simply returning everything from here, and it is definitely gonna be used inside use shape resize. And as we got it here, we are just simply changing the values. Even the same thing we are doing in here, so we are definitely doing that. So the question is the logic that I have written here. That is what? That is resize text shape. It needs a selected shape, it needs a rect, it needs bounds, and once is done, we are just simply setting the values over here. Question is, let's give it to the AI and see how it is. There are few issues with this implementation. You are scaling from the current font size. This is the biggest problem. Current font size scale. During resize, this function is called many times. So 18 this, 18 to 21, 21 to this. Scaling compounds and becomes inaccurate. Yeah, we have to. You should scale from the font size at resize start, not current font size. It should be max or okay, max value can be this. We have to get the okay, that should be max. Sorry, this should be first of all max. And the another thing is that just a minute. Resize current width, resize start ref, width, height, font size, and then multiplied it by scale. I think this is right. Let me see if it actually works or not. On the basis of that thing, I'll think of doing something or the other. If that is text, I'm just simply returning from here, and the job is sort of being done. So if I come back here, reload the page, that is the text. If I simply write here, well, nothing said. What the hell? Just a sec. Okay, just a sec. What if the width and height? That's insane. So ultimately the director that I'm getting, so we had a start point and end point, and we got the bounds. We just simply removed all these values from the bounds, and as we started, we clicked on the top and all, and so min x current y dot min y. So we have the value of start and all. Just a sec. This is how vector is being calculated. So is my size text. Okay. Given this code, your X is calculated from the current pointer position in original selection. The important question is, where do min max come from? If they come from snapshot captured at resize start, probably from here, then your approach is good. If they come from continuously updated shape bounds, you will get unstable scaling. Let me have a look at this. We have selected shape bounds that is constantly updating. Looking at your resize text, I would still change a few things. Problem 1, font size compounds your scaling this. Okay, problem 2, bounds are changing as we resize. If bounds are changing as you resize, then your current is not correct for font size scaling. So because you are doing old width, this scale old width. If old width is also changing every mouse, then move old width 100, then old width is gonna be 120. That is right. Scale is gonna be 120, this much. In that case, move 3, 1 the same. So you need resize snapshot. So resize start def, we need to have width, height and font size. Just a minute, getting a call. I'll have to pick up. Alright everybody, here we are. I hope everything's clear right now, though there is some network issue. Anyway, coming back to this, we have to have the starting values for the ref for this, and once we have the starting values, we'll have to use those values here. If you don't have resize snapshot, then of course we will have to create resize start bound refs. Do we even need to create the boundings? That is where it's going to be created. Resize start font size. I made a mistake. You know what that mistake is? That is the resize ref. But in this case, it should be working. Just a minute. In one case, it works well, though it is not working in this particular case. But if I have this, and if I it's flickery. So setting state is not a good option here at all. Wow. Let me do one thing first of all. I come back here. This setting thing is not really something that's worth. So at the end of the day, this kind of logic I have here. Use resize shape. For the text, okay, we'll see. We have this bounce. We were doing it for the text, that is it. Just a sec. So this particular thing was getting done in here. This much is fine. Apart from this particular thing, we do have this resize bounce ref and this resize start bounce ref. So that is actually start. That's just one question. Why were we changing the value of we aren't really doing it. Haha. Never mind, just a sec. It's better to use fantastic for it. Welcome back, bro. Here we are. If I actually go to user interaction, this needs to be here. Are we okay? We are not able to resize it. That simply means somewhere it's not being set. That is on pointer down. That simply means selection interaction. Probably in here. We need to get that back, and we have to change this. And now it's not flickering. The one thing that I have to check, that as we resize it here, shape dot resize, and then we have this resize start bounce ref. We have it at 3 places, and we are never changing it. That simply means this is the starting value. Sorry, it is never changing, never changing. That simply means the same value we need to use. And as for this restart, it belongs to any. So belongs to any in the sense we have this over here. So whenever we click down, pointer down, at that time, if that is a free draw, then we are doing this. If there is a line and all, we are doing this. But in the remaining cases, we are simply saving it to this is always remains the same. This is the start bounce ref. This is not changing. To check it, what can I do? To check it, I can actually do search here. So these are the places where it's being used. This is the first one, not setting it. This is the second one. Okay, that's all right as well. This is the third one. Hey, okay, that's fine. And then this is the another one. Is the another one. As expected, the value of resize start bounce is just being set while pointed down. That is it. It is not changing anymore. Okay, that simply means in our case we have to use the same. use the same in the sense, if the value does not change, that simply means the logic is gonna be right. And so I need to come back here. I'm gonna use what? Now enough of using it, I'm gonna just simply ask AI to just simply correct it. So use resize start bounce and correct. Okay, yes, let's see what exactly it does. Resize start, selected bounds. Well, resize font size. I even need to store the resize font size as well. Resize start font size ref, resize start bounce ref. That both the things make sense. Anyway, I have to just simply go somewhere for some work. After that, I'll be back, and then we'll just simply implement, or we can just simply implement it really quickly. Tring, tring. Hopefully, it will work. We'll go through this. And apart from this particular thing, we need to have this. So on resize start, we have to set the value of selected shape dot font size. That simply means whenever it comes to selection interaction on resize starts, we have to just simply come back here. We have to set the value. It does not really exist. The selected shape does not really exist. Why selected shape doesn't exist? On pointer down, we have the points. Shape at position, we are checking the shape at position. If we have shape at that particular position, in that case shape as position just font size image. This is gonna be, but it should be, come on, think. If shape dot at position dot type, if that's triple equals to what? Text. In that case, we have to simply set it like this. The only question is that where is this coming from, and in our case this is actually coming from here, but it does not come from there. So in that case, we actually need to go there, and we need to bhai bro, let's go here and export this from here, as you are exporting this from here. So probably you need to have const this use this size. This is gonna be a number, or it can be just number. By default, I'm gonna be giving it 16. That's nothing but the start font size. Or let's give it null, who cares. Okay, so this is how it's gonna be done. If it can be null, so I have to set the value over here as well. Done. Come on. Once this is done, I'm exporting the values. The value is actually being changed inside set interaction. So in here we are actually just simply changing the value as well. And once done, what is the next thing? Just a sec. Once this is done, we have to change the font size back to, so this we have here. So what I actually need to do, pointer up, selection pointer up, not selection pointer up, property integration, resize bounds, tring. That's gonna be null. The only question is that where is this coming from? Just stop this, and as per the logic, everything should be alright. Let me see what is this logic all about. Resize the shape, if that's equals to free draw, that's fine. That's text. Very simply getting it, setting it, and resize the text shape. We have to pass the values, select the shape. We have to pass select. We have to pass resize start bounds. Forget about resize start bounds. resize start bounce. Okay, that's fine. Resize start bounce and resize start font size. The only problem is that we don't have the values. So as we don't have these values, fonts resize start bounce. Resize start font size. We already have the bounds here, so no need to worry about that. The bound is there, font size is gonna be there. Then resize font start front. Come on, yeah, do it. Do we have the bounds here? Bounds ref. Where is this being used? Sort of here. That simply means we have the bounds. Okay. So this should be resize start font size. Resize start font size. Let's just name it to resize. The bounds we already have. Let's not worry about that. Bounce. It turns out the bounce that I have resize bounce current. What is the problem? Why can't I use it in here? I should be able to use, but resize start font size. Okay, that's gonna be number, that's gonna be this font size. Turns out these values are not really accessible in here. There is altogether another function, sorry for that. Probably I need to cut it from here, and that is a if statement, right? And bounds were where? Let's keep it at the top, or I need to cut it from over here. And once done, come on, bounce is here, resize start font size. The only thing is that the value may not be there, so in that case resize one in red, and not resize start font size, bounce. What am I doing? Resize bounce, little bounce. What is the problem? I'll have to leave now. Anyhow, resize this first. We have the bounce dot current. If we don't have this, we are returning from here. If we have both, we are just simply passing it here. Okay. Done. Check. This is not working. Anyway, we'll work on this. I do not have a lot of time. I'll be back and then figure it out. Until then, bye bye, take care and see you.